volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I am your host, Blind Prime, and for today, I have for you more diorama stuff. Magnets. And tune in to the end of the video, and I'm going to tell you where you can find these magnets, and how much they generally cost, and what the name of the magnet brand is that I used. So, look forward to that in the future, and stay tuned as I discuss with you the glory of magnets. How do they work? How can you make them work for you? Well, I will definitely be telling you that. Now, if you wouldn't mind, and if you love magnets and love raising awareness to the blind, please go below and like and subscribe and hit the bell icon if there's a bell icon. I don't know if my channel has one or not. Let me know if my channel has a bell icon. I'm curious. Not all the things really speak out to me on the voice software. So, here we have a bunch of magnets, and why? Why do I have these magnets? Well, my roommate discovered that they make really super small magnets, and here's a bunch of them. Spread them out a bit for people to see. Up. No, wrong ends. Okay, there we go, right ends. All right, so we've got these magnets. Now, we found out that you could put these magnets into the feet of your action figures. And this was a big thing that my roommate, he thought about it and realized that you could actually purchase them for the sizes necessary to go into the feet of the action figures here. And I have my G.I. Joe classified with only one magnet in their foot, but my housemate put two magnets into Wolverine's feet here to get a better, a more stable connection. I like leaving one of the feet open because we have these printed out pads, wherever they went. Where did that? Oh, here it is. So we 3D printed some pads that are maybe a 1/4 inch long, right, 1/4 inch wide, and they have a 3mm port on them. Maybe this is a 1/2 inch long by a 1/4 inch wide, but there's a 3mm diameter by 4mm in height, a little stud that we printed out on top of this platform to hold the figures in. And this thing works for a lot of occasions, but we wanted something a little stronger, other than using this plus the little splash of sticky tack I have there. This is all right, but sometimes the figures still fall, and we've been trying for a few months to figure out how to get our figures to stop falling off the shelves all the time, because Hasbro makes some really great figures, but the ankle joints on those figures aren't always the greatest, and over time your figure can lean forward too far and then go ahead and flip themselves off that shelf. Well, if their feet have magnets in them, then yeah, they can lean themselves forward, but the strength of the magnet should keep the figure together long enough for you to notice, oh, my figure's leaning forward pretty far. Let me go over there and fix that. If you have vision, or if you're like me, you just listen out for the dreaded fall. So I have an old dry erase board that we used for Dungeons and Dragons gaming, because we used permanent marker to put a grid pattern on it years and years ago. Now it's faded out to no end now, but it fell apart during a move, but I've just been keeping it together kind of because it's it's an old friendship thing. It's traditional to have the game mat, and I realized the game mat's made of steel because magnets could go on it. And so we've got on our counter right now a bunch of these guys all standing around, magneted to the top of it, and we've also got some people in the fridge with the magnets. They're going up and down the fridge. Now, something that I am sad about with these magnets is that they don't work for Toy Biz. See, I've got my Toy Biz Spider-Man. You see, I just bumped that dude, and he didn't even fall over. Got my Toy Biz Spider-Man right here, but his feet, those ports are too small. It would be my suggestion to you to try and use a 2.5mm in diameter magnet. if that's your pizzazz to do, if you want to do that. But if you put the magnets in his feet, then you can actually have him like climbing up the side of your fridge and stuff, which is really cool. I have the Slimer that came with my Ghostbusters crossover Transformer, the Ecto 1, and I put a little one of these magnets in the little air hole because Slimer's made out of rubber, so he's got that air hole in the bottom. Yeah, I shoved a magnet up in his air hole, and yeah, I know that sounds bad. And now he can sit on the fridge, and he just can try and steal stuff from the inside of the fridge. It's where I figured Slimer would want to live, is on the fridge, or in it. Uh, there's so many things that you can do with these magnets, and I think it's really, really amazing that they even make them this small and that they can be utilized for action figures. But it's my suggestion to you that if you have G.I. Joe Classified series, their peg holes are a bit deeper than others that we have around here and can actually fit two of these things pretty well in them with just a little bit of overhang. So it's my suggestion that if you have G.I. Joe Classified series action figures, then and you want to do this magnet thing, then what you want to do is you want to get 5 millimeter in length by 3 millimeters in diameter. And before I finish up, we're going to move Snake Eyes here. Get away, Snake Eyes. He can fall because he's got only one magnet in him. Logan there is pretty sturdy. And we'll finish this video out by talking about what you can do with this thing that the magnets will be going onto. So you can use other magnets as part of it to try and build some sort of terrain. You can definitely get other pieces of steel together with magnets to build up parts of the terrain if you want. If you have more of these oh nuts, it fell over sideways. I'm never going to be able to grab it. I'm just going to clump them all together now. So you can pull them up if you clump them together. They're easy that way. There we are. All right, so you could find these dry erase boards, which is the board I'm using to play with all the magnets right now. You can find these at any store just about that sells office supplies. And what you want to do when you go to the store is you want to make sure that the dry erase board you're buying is one that's magnetic. So just in case that you're not sure, they may not sell the magnets with them. Because usually when you buy a magnetic dry erase board, they actually have the magnets. Yeah, they have some magnets included with the board purchase, which will let you know right away, oh, this is magnetic. Okay, these are the magnetic things. If you're not sure that they do that anymore, because I'm not sure that they do that anymore, I haven't really gone looking for dry erase boards. I'm going to be doing it soon when my budget applies because of these magnets. But you can, these little 3 millimeter by 3 millimeter magnets are so darn small, you can carry a few in your pocket and then just throw them at the boards. If a magnet sticks, then that board is for you. If the magnet bounces off and hides under a cabinet and you lose it, well, that's not the right board. You need to choose a different dry erase board. I think that's a pretty efficient way of determining. But then again, you can always just bring some other magnets and be a little more safer with them instead of throwing them around and actually tap them onto the boards. But there's less action and excitement doing it that way. So it's up to you. You could do it the more relaxed way of just walking around and touching things with magnets and seeing if they're magnetic, or you can totally just run up and down the aisle tossing little magnets all over the place. These magnets are called Find Mag. That's what we ended up figuring out. And they're pretty good by the comments below. And honestly, these things are just so much fun. You can just crunch them in your hand, and they don't go anywhere. It reminds me of having in one of those old explorer centers, science exploration centers that some cities in America had in the 90s. They would have things like magnets that you could play with like this. Those were always fun. All right. Now, things that you can do with your dry erase board when you get it. Those things include being able to color the entire top of this, whatever color you want. So if you want your guys having a battle scene on a road, color it black with and leave little rectangles clear so that it can be like the white paint, the white little dotted line in the road. Or if you wanted to do this in sort of a ship style, like, you have a bunch of sailors and stuff, pardon me, you can go and remove this board from this packaging material right here. Oh, the back isn't magnetic. And in the underside of it will not be finished steel. So it will have a very unfinished steel look to it. And that's a really great look for, coloration and stuff if you're trying to build a diorama based around a ship or even a spaceship. Like with the new Cosmic Legion stuff. I don't know if these magnets will work inside the Cosmic Legion feet, and I intend in the next 3 months to get a hold of at least one Cosmic Legion figure so that I could talk about them. Because, with the price increases with Hasbro, I'm thinking about branching out and really, supporting some little companies out there. So far, Four Horsemen Studios has my interest. I don't know much about their articulation and stuff like that, but I'm slowly learning, and I'm trying my best to learn about the company. And that's something that we're going to talk about in one of our Collector Corners videos down the road. Anyway, so you can take and turn these pads into something sci-fi. You can paint them. You can stick them to the wall. Like, you can paint a brick pattern, or maybe, you paint it so that it looks like these are windows, because, this stuff is a shiny texture. And that shiny texture will gleam. So if you were to put this on the side, like, you can take this thing and this entire thing and glue it to your wall or nail it to your wall or something. And if you paint little windows looking things in here, you paint those windows black, or even with little markers and stuff, you can paint a little scene inside there. But then you can have your Spider-Man or any other thing, maybe even a Doc Ock, climbing up the side of the wall here, and you could have him climbing up the side of a building where there's an interior. It's really cool, and these magnets really increase your possibilities when it comes to constructing dioramas for yourself. And honestly speaking, I'm currently experimenting on how to cut the steel to actually design little modular rooms around the steel and turn them into a modular dollhouse style structure where you can put all these little rooms together and create a big, like, diorama mansion, or maybe a bunch of diorama caves, things like that. It's in the works. I'm still figuring it out, but these magnets definitely went a long way to helping me figure out how I'm going to accomplish the goal. All right, guys. I think I've blathered on enough for today. Please tune in next Prime, where we will be discussing another weaponizer. And then after that, we have just one more weaponizer left. Then we will move on to Air Raid. Air Raid is the name. Oh my god, Air Raid. Okay, Air Raid was the airport transformer that I told you guys about in the core class video, and I could not for the life of me remember his name. It's Air Raid. How did I forget? Okay, we're going to be talking about Air Raid and Ironworks and the other core class figures after we finish up with the weaponizers. And we've just got 2 weaponizers left. Brawn and Fast Lane. Or is it Fast Pass? Crap. Now I have another problem with a name that I forgot. Alright, I've blathered on. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye for now.